Is it safe for breastfeeding moms to drink alcohol? Today we dive into the research, and the truth may surprise you. This question, a lingering concern for many new mothers, is shrouded in an array of conflicting opinions. It's a topic that has sparked countless debates, leaving many new moms feeling confused and uncertain. Breastfeeding and alcohol consumption are two elements that, traditionally, have been seen as incompatible. However, the reality, as we'll soon discover, may not be as black and white as it appears. Some argue that moderation is key, while others advocate for complete abstinence. The stakes are high, the consequences potentially impactful, and the answers? Well, they're far from simple. In this maze of uncertainty, we aim to shed light on the truth. To do this, we'll delve into the science behind it all, examining the latest research while also seeking the counsel of renowned experts in the field. So, stay tuned as we explore this topic. We'll bring in expert opinions and research findings. First, let's hear what the experts have to say. The field of maternal and child health is rich with professionals who have dedicated their lives to understanding the nuances of motherhood. These include pediatricians, lactation consultants, and researchers, each with unique insights on the topic of breastfeeding and alcohol consumption. Dr. Sarah Allen, a well-regarded pediatrician with over 20 years of experience, emphasizes the importance of moderation. She suggests that occasional light drinking is unlikely to harm a nursing child, but heavy drinking is a different story. In her words, breastfeeding is not a get-out-of-jail-free card for excessive drinking. On the other hand, lactation consultant Maria Gonzalez, with a decade of expertise in guiding new moms, takes a more conservative stance. She advises mothers to avoid alcohol altogether during breastfeeding. Maria believes that even small amounts of alcohol can affect a baby's development and sleep patterns. Adding a research perspective, Dr. Roberta Johnson, a renowned scientist who has spent over 15 years studying the effects of alcohol on lactation, asserts that alcohol can decrease milk production. She cautions that while occasional drinking may not be harmful, it is best to err on the side of caution. Then there's Dr. James Logan, a respected obstetrician, who believes that it's all about timing. He advises nursing moms to wait at least 2 hours after consuming alcohol before breastfeeding. This, he says, gives the body enough time to metabolize the alcohol, reducing the amount that might be passed on to the baby. And finally, we have Dr. Lisa Patel, a pediatrician and public health advocate, who stresses the importance of informed decision-making. She encourages mothers to discuss their drinking habits with their healthcare providers to ensure the safety of both mom and baby. Clearly, there's a range of opinions among experts, but what does the research say? Now let's delve into the research findings. The world of scientific research is vast and varied, and when it comes to questions about nursing moms and alcohol, the findings are no different. Multiple studies have been conducted over the years, each with their own unique approach and conclusions. Let's begin with a study from the University of California, San Diego. The researchers turned their attention to the impact of alcohol on breast milk and the nursing infant. A sample size of over 100 nursing mothers was used. These mothers were asked to provide milk samples at different times after consuming alcohol. The results? They found that alcohol levels in breast milk peaked about 30 to 60 minutes after consumption, then gradually decreased. The key takeaway here is that timing can play a role when it comes to consuming alcohol and nursing. Next, we have a study from the Western Journal of Nursing Research. In this research, a sample size of over 200 mothers was used. The focus was on the effect of moderate alcohol consumption on the infant's sleep and development. The findings were intriguing, to say the least. Infants of mothers who drank moderately, defined as up to 1 drink per day, showed no negative effects on their sleep or development. But it's important to note that more frequent or heavier drinking was not studied, so the effects of such consumption remain unknown. From across the pond, a study out of the University of Edinburgh focused on the long-term effects of alcohol consumption during nursing. The researchers followed a group of children from birth until they were 10 years old, with their mothers reporting their alcohol consumption throughout the nursing period. The results suggested that even light drinking during the nursing period could negatively impact the child's cognitive abilities and behavior later in life. However, the study also emphasized that more research is needed to fully understand these associations. Lastly, we have a study from the Archives of Pediatric and Adolescent Medicine. This research examined the correlation between maternal alcohol consumption and psychomotor development in infants. A sample size of over 500 mothers was used. The researchers found no significant effect on psychomotor development in infants of mothers who consumed alcohol lightly or moderately during nursing. As you can see, the research presents a vast array of findings. Some suggest potential harm even with light drinking, while others indicate that moderate consumption might not have significant effects. It's important to remember that these studies each have their own limitations, and many of them call for further research. The methodologies vary, the sample sizes differ, and the definitions of light and moderate drinking aren't always consistent. But one thing is clear: the relationship between nursing and alcohol consumption is complex and still not fully understood. So the research presents a mixed picture, but what does this mean for new moms? With all this information, what should a new mom take away? The scientific research we've delved into paints a picture that isn't black and white. There are shades of gray in between, and navigating these shades can be a bit tricky. But don't worry, we're here to break it all down for you. To start with, the research shows that the occasional glass of wine or beer isn't likely to harm your baby, especially if you wait at least 2 hours after drinking before nursing. This waiting period allows the alcohol to metabolize out of your breast milk. However, it's essential to remember that this doesn't give a green light to heavy or frequent drinking, which can indeed have negative effects on both mother and baby. The potential risks associated with breastfeeding while consuming alcohol include a decrease in the amount of milk your baby drinks and potential developmental issues in the long run. Remember, your little one's liver is still developing, and processing alcohol is a hefty task. In essence, the less alcohol in your system, the better for your baby's health and development. On the flip side, we understand that new moms are humans too, needing to unwind and relax. An occasional glass of your favorite wine or beer can indeed provide that much-needed relief from the stresses of new motherhood. The key here is moderation and timing. As long as you're not frequently consuming large amounts of alcohol and you're mindful of the timing, you're likely to strike a balance that works for both you and your baby. It's also worth noting that every woman is different, with varying metabolic rates and body compositions. Some might metabolize alcohol faster than others. Therefore, it's always a good idea to consult with your healthcare provider to get personalized advice tailored to your specific circumstances. So, what's the take-home message here? It's all about balance and moderation. It's about understanding the potential risks and benefits and making informed decisions that best suit your unique situation and lifestyle. This is a complex issue, and it's crucial to consider the unique circumstances of each mom. Let's summarize the key points we've discussed today. We started by asking the question that often leaves new moms in a quandary: can they have a drink while breastfeeding? The answer, as we discovered, is not a simple yes or no. We then turned to the experts, a diverse panel of nutritionists, pediatricians, and lactation consultants. Their consensus? Moderation is key. While an occasional glass of wine or beer isn't likely to harm your baby, habitual or heavy drinking can have serious consequences. Remember, alcohol can pass into breast milk, potentially affecting your baby's development and health. Next, we delved into the research. Science tells us that alcohol can alter the taste of breast milk, sometimes leading to changes in feeding behavior. Some studies also suggest that alcohol may decrease milk production, but there's good news too. Certain studies indicate that the effects of alcohol on breast milk are temporary. If a mom does choose to drink, waiting a couple of hours before nursing can significantly reduce alcohol levels in the milk. But what does all this mean for new moms? It means that you have options. You can choose to abstain from alcohol entirely while you're breastfeeding. Or if you do opt to have a drink, you can plan your feeding schedule accordingly. Pumping and dumping, contrary to popular belief, does not speed up the elimination of alcohol from your system, but it can help to maintain your milk supply. In the end, every mom's journey is unique. There's no one-size-fits-all answer. It's about making informed decisions that work best for you and your baby. And remember, you're not alone. Reach out to your healthcare provider, a lactation consultant, or a supportive community of other moms. They can provide guidance, support, and reassurance. Remember, it's always best to consult with your healthcare provider before making any decisions about alcohol and breastfeeding. Thank you for joining us in this important discussion.